Moltres is fast asleep. There is no coming back from this. Lunala has victory in its sights. It's going to use Oblivion Wing. That is going to be game. Moltres goes down, and we have our first finalist team. Welcome back to MetroMania. It's semi-final today, baby. This is going to be absolutely incredible. Last week, we saw Moltres and Moltres fall to the unstoppable duo of Solgaleo and Lunala, but we still need to find out their opponents, and that's why we're here this week. We're going to watch ZEKROM and Reshiram take on Ho-Oh and Lugia, and whoever wins this battle goes through to the final to face Solgaleo and Lunala. So here we go. It's semi-final 2, baby. We're so close to the end of Season 10 of MetroMania. Can you believe it? If you've been enjoying this season, smash your bloody thumb on that thumbs up, like button, whatever you want to call it. The big boy hand. Hit the big boy hand. That's the thing going for... It's not, don't worry. Unless you like it, in which case, let's do it. Anyway, Lugia's going to start things off with Psych Up, and there's been no stat changes, so isn't that completely pointless? I think so. There we go. Copied ZEKROM stat changes that haven't happened because it's turn 1, my dude. It's turn 1. Here comes Reshiram with Strength. Nice and simple Strength attack onto Lugia there for a big chunk of damage. And now over to ZEKROM with the follow-up. ZEKROM is going to go for Payday. That's a lovely simple move too. Let's throw some coins into this. Place your bets now on who you think is going to win down in the comments, and then reply to your comment later on saying if you were correct or not. That's the way to do it. Engagement. Here's a burn up from Ho-Oh, so do be aware that Ho-Oh will be... Oh, what a waste of a burn up as well on a Pokemon that resists it 4 times. So Ho-Oh is now a pure flying type for the remainder of this round. It's burned itself out. Wow, Burnout. Wow, that's 2 battles in a row. Burnout has been used by a Pokemon that currently has the fire type and actually worked. Mate, is this a new era in MetroMania? Here comes Lugia with Stealth Rock. Complete waste of a turn there. I do think, personally, that Stealth Rock should affect Pokemon. You know, like when a Pokemon disappears with, like, Fly or something up into the air? I think when it comes back down, Stealth Rock should harm it, personally. Stomping Tantrum doesn't affect Ho-Oh. No ground-type moves are going to affect Ho-Oh or Lugia during this battle. Here's the pure flying-type Ho-Oh now, going for Scale Shot. That's a Dragon-type move. That's going to be super effective. We got 1 hit on ZEKROM. We got 2 hits on ZEKROM. That's a guarantee. There's 3 hits. Are we getting any more? We're getting 4 hits. Can we get the Quinfector? We can't, but hit that subscribe button, turn on all notifications, please. Down goes Ho-Oh's defense, but up goes its speed. What a great play right there by the lovely Phoenix that is Ho-Oh. And now we see ZEKROM looking to fire back with a fiery dance. That will be neutral on either opponent now that Ho-Oh is no longer fire type. So there's some neutral damage right there onto Ho-Oh. As we see everybody preparing for the next turn. Which way is this battle going to go? The first round is very, very important in these Metronome battles, I feel. Here we see Blizzard, which is going to be super effective on ZEKROM. Not very effective on Reshiram, though. Massive damage to ZEKROM with that Blizzard. It's not quite enough to take it out, though, so Lugia looks like it needs to try and pick up the scraps there. Lugia's going to go for Uproar, which is going to be locked into for the next few turns. There's some damage to ZEKROM, causing the Uproar. Down goes ZEKROM. So now it's all up to Reshiram to try and counterattack against these 2 flying-type Pokemon. And what's Reshiram going to do? Going to go for Slash onto which opponent here? Onto Ho-Oh for big damage with that Slash there. Not a critical hit, though. Of course, Lugia still creating the Uproar there, so it's going to be locked into Uproar for a couple more turns. We don't know what Ho-Oh is going to do, though. That's all up to the Metronome. It's going to go for Giga Drain. Not very effective at all on Reshiram, but a little bit of cheeky chip damage there. 6 hit points of damage, and then going to restore a little bit of that back onto itself is our good friend Ho-Oh. And now over to Lugia for the Uproar that's going to continue there, bringing Reshiram down to less than half its max HP. Reshiram needs to retaliate. What's it going to do? It's going to go for Shockwave, which will be super effective on Lugia there. Big damage. Wait, Shockwave's fixed damage, isn't it? Am I right in thinking that? Or am I thinking... No, I'm thinking of Sonic Boom, I think. Yeah, Shockwave's like guaranteed hit 60 base power, isn't it? Let me know if I'm right in the comments below. Here's a Fire Blast from the no longer fire type Ho-Oh. Not going to be very effective at all on Reshiram. 4 times resisted once again. So... This really could go anywhere at the moment, although Lugia still locked into that Uproar. Almost puts Reshiram in the danger zone, but not quite. Reshiram getting ready, though, to fire back with Tri-Attack. Nice tried and tested Tri-Attack here onto Ho-Oh. For a decent amount of chip damage there, putting Ho-Oh in the danger zone. Lugia has calmed down. The Uproar is over, but Reshiram not looking so hot right now. Needs to do something here. We see Ho-Oh, though, getting ready, and it's going to go for Mean Look, so... Reshiram can't escape, even though it wasn't going to try to anyway, so that's a bit of a wasted turn there. What is Lugia going to do in response here? Lugia is going to go for Mega Drain. Again, not very effective on Reshiram, so Reshiram, whilst in the danger zone, still has an opportunity to fire back against the opponents. Their critical hit Mega Drain, gotta love it. So, not very effective, but restored a little bit of HP there to Lugia. And now Reshiram has its opportunity to respond, and it's going to go for Zap Cannon, but it's avoided by Lugia. Risky with the accuracy on that Zap Cannon. That could have been a big mistake right there from Reshiram. What's Ho-Oh going to respond with after that failed Zap Cannon? Ho-Oh's going to go for Reflect type and change itself to a... It's got its fire typing back. Going to change itself to a fire and dragon type. Well, dragon and fire if you're being pedantic. And now we see Lugia. What's it going to follow up with? Lugia's going to follow up with Surf, which will be neutral on both Ho-Oh and Reshiram there, but might knock Ho-Oh out. I think they're pretty close. Not enough to knock out either opponent there with that neutral Surf. And here we see the Reshiram going for Water Pulse onto which opponent here? Onto Ho-Oh. So some more neutral damage. Is it enough? It is enough to take down Ho-Oh, but Reshiram is in a very difficult position right now. It's in a very dangerous, precarious position with just 8 hit points left to go before it faints. Will the first turn go to Lugia here? Let's see. Lugia's going to go for Nightshade, guaranteed damage. That is Reshiram out. So it's 1-0 to Ho-Oh and Lugia, and now it's time to hear from our sponsors. Can you guess what I'm going to talk about today? Oh, of course, it's G Fuel. You can use code ACE to save yourself some money, and isn't that just bloody beautiful? It helps the channel whilst helping you save money, and that's the most important part of that. Code ACE gets you bloody money off. G Fuel comes in a wide array of flavors. I would absolutely recommend you get yourself some Shiny Splash, which is like blueberry lemonade, like lemonade with a little hint of blueberry. Absolutely wonderful, absolutely refreshing. Bung some ice in it. Good Lord, game changer. Use code ACE when you buy it. Get yourself some money off. And welcome back to round 2. So it's Ho-Oh and Lugia who are leading. Zekrom and Reshiram have no points, but need to win this battle if they want to protect themselves a little bit, you know? Because if they equalize in this round, they don't lose their chance to go to the finals. If they lose this round, their chance to go to the finals is completely gone. So we see Lugia here starting things off with Power Split. Yeah, sure. You know, I hate the split moves, to be honest. I wish there was a way to edit what moves can be used by the Metronome, to be honest. Here's Reshiram, though, who's going to respond to Lugia's Power Split with Aromatherapy, which is completely wasted because there are no status conditions right now. Bit too early for that. So now Ho-Oh has an opportunity to follow up, and Ho-Oh's going to go for Razor Shell, which is going to land on Reshiram for some neutral damage there. Doesn't get the defense drop that comes 50% of the time with Razor Shell, though. But now Zekrom fires back with high horsepower. Doesn't affect flying-type Pokemon, so a wasted turn there. Not a good start for the Zekrom and Reshiram team there. They need to up their game if they want to avoid being knocked out by the end of this round. We see Lugia, though, going for Bone Meringue. That's going to be super effective on Reshiram there. There's one hit. Here comes the second hit. Beautiful Bone Meringue there. Super effective. 2 hits. Super effective on Reshiram right there. Say super effective again. I dare you. Super effective. And now we see Sheer Cold from Zekrom, and it's going to land. Zekrom not messing about. Down goes Lugia. Lugia's out of this round, and it's just Ho-Oh versus Zekrom and Reshiram now. Great play there by Zekrom. Over to Reshiram with the follow-up. What's it going to do here? Going to go for Simple Beam. Risky play there, though. Changing Ho-Oh's ability, which is normally Regenerator, which is completely useless in these Metronome battles, but it's better than Pressure, I suppose. But now changing it to Simple, which means its stat changes are doubled. So if it increases its stats, then that's a bit dangerous. Magic Coat fails from the Ho-Oh there. So now that gives another opportunity to Zekrom and Reshiram to mount some offense against it. What's Zekrom got in mind here? Let's have a gander. Zekrom going for Magnetic Flux. That's going to fail. So now Ho-Oh has another opportunity. What will Ho-Oh do now? Hopefully not a failed move. Goes for Icicle Crash, which will be neutral on Reshiram or super effective on Zekrom, depending on who it hits. It's on Reshiram for neutral damage, but massive damage there. Brings Reshiram into the danger zone and flinches it. It's only got 10 hit points left. Ho-Oh proving it can very much hold its own in these battles. Here comes Ho-Oh once again, starting off the next turn, and it's going to go for Water Shuriken on which of its opponents? I'd say go for Reshiram, but it's gone for Zekrom, who resists it. It would have been neutral on Reshiram and probably would have guaranteed a knockout there, so it was probably a mistake by Ho-Oh. Who's going to move next? It's Reshiram. So Reshiram now no longer in that flinch state. Going to go for Ice Beam. That will be neutral on Ho-Oh. How much damage will it deal? It's going to deal a decent chunk there to Ho-Oh. Doesn't get the freeze, though. So over to Zekrom. Zekrom going to retaliate with extra sensory, which should do, I would imagine, a fair amount of damage there to our good friend Ho-Oh. Not at all. I was lying because Ho-Oh has base 154 special defense, so you're going to have to deal more damage than that with a special attack if you want any hope of penetrating the armor of Ho-Oh. Zekrom starts off the next turn with a Thunder Punch. That is a physical move. That's going to be decimating. Down goes Ho-Oh. Zekrom and Reshiram have equalized. They've secured, well, not secured, but they've protected their place, their chance to go through to the finals. So this could still go either way. Zekrom and Reshiram have proved they are no pushover, but Ho-Oh and Lugia have also proved in the first round that they have every chance of going through to the final. Either team here could be going through to the finals right now. Let's find out who it is as Lugia starts off proceedings. What is Lugia going to do? Going to go for Flower Shield. That is going to fail because I believe because its opponent isn't grounded. I think that's why. Sorry, it's not opponent. Ally is grounded. Disable failed because no move had happened from Ho-Oh yet. Now Ho-Oh will move, avoiding that disable. Going to go for Flatter. That's a risky play. Going to confuse Zekrom, but increase its special attack by 1 stage. Although I guess Ho-Oh and Lugia don't have to worry about the special attack of Zekrom being raised because of their incredible special defense that each of them have. Zekrom is confused though, ignores the confusion, gets ready for the metronome. They've shown they can win one battle, goes for Mystical Fire. Now they need to prove they can do it again against these Pokemon. Uses Mystical Fire on Lugia and does drop the special attack 1 stage of Lugia. That's going to be detrimental going forward. Lugia doesn't have the best power behind it. Base 90, both special attack and physical attack. Here comes Lugia though, who's going to go for Circle Throw onto Zekrom there for a nice bit of chip damage. And now over to Ho-Oh. I mean, Ho-Oh and Lugia have really proved themselves going forward in this competition. We see low sweep from Ho-Oh. They've done fantastically well so far. Big damage there to Reshiram and a drop in speed, which could cost Reshiram going forward. Zekrom is confused, is going to ignore the confusion once again, though, getting very lucky with that confusion, and is going to go for Wish. So may heal itself if it survives the next couple of turns, so not a bad play there by Zekrom, protecting its future investment, I suppose that's what we'll call it. Over to Reshiram now, who is going to go for Tea Time, and everyone's going to eat the held berries early, and for some reason in Metromania this season at least, everyone's been using Tea Time really early in the battle. Very, very strange. So everyone's going to munch down on their leper berries right now, restore their PP back to maximum, but what a very interesting fact that they just seem to use the Tea Time very, very early. And I don't know why. So nobody has a held berry anymore, which does mean that if anyone uses acrobatics, it's now going to be doubled in power. I believe it's double in power for no item acrobatics. Now we see Lugia gearing up, ready to go. Going to go for Solar Blade, which is going to be resisted by both of its opponents. So a bit of a wasted turn there, because now you're absorbing light on this turn. You've got to use Solar Blade on the next turn. We know what's coming. Here's a guaranteed hit, though. Seismic Toss. Not guaranteed hit, guaranteed damage. Guaranteed to do 50 hit points of damage there to Reshiram. Great choice of move there by Ho-Oh. Reshiram's confused and is going to finally hit itself in confusion, unable to move right now. So over to Reshiram. What will Reshiram do in response to all of this? Goes for Leaf Tornado. Not going to be very effective on Ho-Oh or Lugia there. Barely any damage to Lugia. And there's the wish granted for Zekrom, restoring its HP back up to maximum, so it doesn't have to worry too much that it technically punched itself in the face. What's going to happen in this next turn? We see Lugia go for the Solar Blade, of course, that we knew was coming. Onto which opponent? Onto Reshiram, who resists it more than Zekrom does, so barely any damage. Still confused is our good friend Zekrom. Not going to hit itself this time, though. Is going to follow through with the metronome and is going to go for Growl and drop the attack stat of Lugia and Ho-Oh by 1 stage. So if you're keeping score, I believe Ho-Oh is at -1 attack. Lugia is at -1 attack and -1 special attack. Very unfortunate there for the Ho-Oh and Lugia team, getting their firepower reduced. Here comes Ho-Oh, though, who is going to go for double hit. So going to strike twice on Zekrom there. 1 hit, and there's the second hit. Not a great deal of damage, but any damage is better than no damage when you're against Pokemon the likes of Zekrom and Reshiram. Speaking of Reshiram, here it comes with a Night Slash. If that's on, it's on Ho-Oh, I believe, so would have been super effective on Lugia, so bullet dodged right there. Good chunk of damage, though, from Ho-Oh by Reshiram. Now we see Lugia getting ready to start off the next turn. Once again, Lugia is going to go for Power Gem. If that's on Reshiram, that is super effective. It's on Zekrom, so it's neutral. Not a great deal of damage done there. Zekrom snaps out of confusion, gets ready. Its head is clear, and it's going to go for Roar of Time. Shades of Dialga, who we saw lose its place earlier in the competition. Massive damage to Ho-Oh there. Brings it down to the danger zone. We know Zekrom is going to need to charge on the next turn, though. Not charge, but rest, you know what I mean? Whatever it is. There's the Magic Powder, changing Zekrom's type to Psychic. Interesting play right there. No more Dragon typing. We see Burn Up from Reshiram, going to change to a Pure Dragon, losing its Fire typing on Ho-Oh there. Takes out Ho-Oh, but now it's a Pure Dragon type. So remember, Zekrom is pure Psychic. Reshiram is pure Dragon now at this point. Let's remember that going forward. Lugia needs to remember that because it needs to choose its moves effectively. What's Lugia going to do right here? Let's find out. It's going to go for Takedown, which is going to do neutral damage to either of its opponents there. Decent hit on Zekrom. Not a great deal of damage, but chipping away. Zekrom's got to recharge. That's the word I was looking for. I think I said it, but then I second-guessed myself. Here's a Psyshock, though, from Reshiram. Going to be resisted by Lugia there. Not a good deal of damage at all. What's going to happen next? Absolutely no idea. This really could go either way, but of course Zekrom and Reshiram have the advantage because they have both their Pokemon still on the field. Both these Pokemon, all three of these Pokemon right now. Oh god, Happy Hour is a bad idea, Lugia. Don't get overconfident. Don't get overzealous. All of these Pokemon are fighting to take their teams through to the grand final of Season 10 to face Solgaleo and Lunala. Recover from Zekrom, going to restore its HP. I believe it's above half of maximum right now, so it's going to go right back up to max HP. Fantastic play by Zekrom there, giving itself some staying power. Here comes Reshiram with the Icicle Crash, which is going to be super effective on Lugia. How much damage will that deal? It's a big hit. Lugia taking a whole heap of damage right there. Can't afford to be taking damage like that at this stage of the game. Zekrom with the great play. Reshiram with the great play. What's Lugia going to do in response here? Lugia is going to go for Fairy Wind, which will be super effective on Reshiram, but it's not on Reshiram. It's on Zekrom, so neutral damage because of that Psychic type that Zekrom changed into. It's going to go for Thunder Wave now. Zekrom going to paralyze Lugia. This is not looking good for Lugia and Ho-Oh's chances of going through to those lovely, lovely finals. I nearly said semi-finals. We're in the semi-finals. Hey, this happens. It's live TV, something like that. Mudshot doesn't affect Lugia. Now that gives Lugia another opportunity because it's paralyzed, so it's not going to move first on the next turn, is it? We see Zekrom starting the next turn off now. What's Zekrom going to do? It's going to go for Floral Healing. A little bit of forgiveness. Wow, so Floral Healing from Zekrom. Going to restore Lugia's HP. Zekrom doesn't want to see this semi-final end so early. Will that come back to bite it? We see Reshiram go for Speed Swap. Going to give it speed to Lugia. I don't think that's going to have that much effect on the order of turns right now because of the paralysis. But here comes Lugia, who's going to go for Aura Sphere onto which opponent here? If it's on Zekrom, it's not very effective. It's on Reshiram, so neutral damage there. Little bit of chip damage, but fair play to Zekrom and Reshiram for being good sports and saying, no, let's make this battle go a little bit longer. That's definitely not the attitude we saw from Solgaleo and Lunala on the previous round. Zekrom goes for Bug Bite. That's going to be neutral. No Held Berry to eat, though. And now here comes Reshiram, who's going to fire off a Nightshade, guaranteed 50 hit points of damage there. And let's see what Lugia chooses to do when its turn comes around. Lugia is fully paralyzed and cannot move. It's not looking good. The effects of that Floral Healing have almost gone away. Now it's over to Zekrom. Is it going to end this battle now? Is it going to be kind? Is it going to be merciful? Goes for Bulk Up. Going to increase its attack and its defense by one stage apiece, I believe. There's one stage of attack, there's one stage of defense. Well done, Liam. You got one right for a change. And now Reshiram following up with Luna Dance, but that does fail. So over to Lugia. What will Lugia do here? Lugia's going to go for Dynamic Punch. It's avoided. Dynamic Punch was a big risk, but I appreciate the candor of Lugia. It was hoping to confuse its opponent as well as dealing a decent amount of damage, but it just wasn't to be. Here comes Zekrom, though, who's going to fire off Spikes. That's a wasted turn right there. Will it be Reshiram that ends this battle? Will it be Lugia that ends this battle? It really could go either way, but Lugia's in a very dangerous position. Here comes Reshiram with a Psybeam. That's not going to be very effective at all on Lugia. Let's see it happen. It's not very effective at all. Over to Lugia, though, ignoring that paralysis. It's still in this game. Gonna go for Bind, which, as we said in the previous battle, with the previous episode with Solgaleo, using Bind is great because that's slowly gonna wear away at Reshiram. So Reshiram is on a timer right now. It's only got a couple of turns of life left in it. If Lugia can survive, it can end up in a one-on-one situation with Zekrom. But is it too little, too late? Here comes Zekrom, starting off the next turn. What's on its mind? Zekrom's going to go for Icy Wind. And is that enough to take down Lugia? Let's see. Oh god, it's such a long animation. Down goes Lugia, and Zekrom and Reshiram are the finalists. We're going to see them against Solgaleo and Lunala next week. Well done to the Zekrom and Reshiram team. Great plays there after a rocky start. And what a final we have ready for you next week. So tune in next week. We're going to see Solgaleo and Lunala versus Zekrom and Reshiram. That is your MetroMania Season 10 final. So that'll do it for another episode of MetroMania. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Share this video with a friend. Come and join me in my live streams over on twitch.tv/AceTrainerLiam. And of course, use code ACE for money off G Fuel. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.